When we turn 65, many things begin to change, often before we even realize it. There are days we sit alone in a quiet room, morning light spilling in, yet we can't recall having done anything meaningful. But it's also in these moments, at this age, that we begin to truly notice the seemingly small things, like a neatly made bed when we open our eyes, or the gentle scent lingering from a towel still hanging tidily in the bathroom. These small habits, often unnoticed by others, become what make us feel truly alive. In today's video, we'll take a closer look at 7 simple habits that tidy older adults in the US maintain daily to keep their homes neat, and more importantly, to keep themselves feeling peaceful and centered in a life of simplicity. Are you looking to start fresh after a period of clutter? Or maybe you've wondered why your neighbor's house is always so orderly? Beneath that ordinary exterior is a mindset, a lifestyle, and a set of habits you can begin today. There's one thing nearly all older adults with clean, tidy homes do, rain or shine, weekday or weekend. They begin their mornings with a small ritual. Nothing complicated. It might just be making their bed as soon as they wake up, or gently wiping down the bathroom sink after brushing their teeth. But these small acts carry quiet power. They mark the beginning of a new day, offering a sense of control and clarity. Bill, a 76-year-old widower living alone in Oregon, shared that he always makes his bed every morning, as if to tell himself, "I'm still here, I'm still alive." After his wife passed away, the house felt larger, emptier. But through this one habit, smoothing out the sheets and folding his pajamas into a drawer, he felt like he was rebuilding a corner of calm for his soul. Small actions like these help the body start moving and gently remind the spirit, today is still worth living. And once the pajamas are put away, maybe the next step is hanging up the jacket left on the chair. Maybe next, he'll carry his cup from last night to the sink. No pressure, no checklist, just the quiet flow of care. It's the consistency in small acts that creates a rhythm for life. When you walk into a room and see a made bed, your nervous system feels soothed. It doesn't need to be a perfect room, just a space that's been cared for. That sense of order can ground you without much effort. 1 minute spent making the bed could lead to 5 minutes of tidying, and those 5 minutes could set the tone for an entire day lived with gentle organization. That's the power of a morning ritual. Barbara, a 73-year-old widow in Montana, said that every morning she not only makes tea, but throws open the curtains to let the sunlight flood her home. To her, sunlight is the day's first greeting, and each time she does it, she feels like her home, though modest, is breathing with her. You see, not every older person living alone feels lonely. Many have found connection in their space through rituals like these. A neatly draped blanket, a dusted photo frame, a freshly arranged corner of a desk. These don't have to be done all at once. Just one small act, but that one act can lift the spirit for the entire day. If you've ever opened your eyes and felt no motivation to get out of bed, just try. Just try. Pulling the covers neatly, propping up your pillow, and looking at that space for 10 seconds. You might feel a little lighter, you might not. But if you do it often enough, that act will become part of you, like brushing your teeth, like breathing. And if you're watching this video, take a few seconds to reflect. How do you start your mornings? Is there a small thing you could do to bring more clarity to your mind? If so, share it with me in the comments below. I would love to hear about your morning ritual, whether it's brewing a cup of coffee, playing soft music, or simply smiling at your reflection in the mirror. Stay tuned for the next part with habit number 2, light cleaning daily so you never have to deep clean. Here's something interesting that many tidy older adults share. They never spend an entire day doing deep cleaning. Not because they don't care about their homes, but because they've learned to lightly tidy every day. Just enough to keep the space under control without it ever becoming overwhelming. Shirley, a 78-year-old woman in Vermont, lives in a small house filled with natural light and a gentle scent of peppermint. When asked how she keeps it so clean without any help, she smiled and said, "I just clean one little area each day. Monday I wipe down the bathroom. Tuesday I dust the living room. Wednesday is the kitchen. A little each day, and it never feels like a burden." That's the key. Don't wait until things are a mess. Instead, stay ahead of it with small acts. A spot on the table gets wiped up immediately. A pile of mail gets sorted before it grows. A towel gets hung back on its hook. Nothing too hard, but these repeated small gestures keep the space clean and the mind clear. This kind of light daily cleaning is almost like having a conversation with your home. It lets you listen and respond. Oh, this table's a little dusty. Let me take care of that. It's a special connection between person and space. And it's not just physical. Tidying a corner of the house is like tidying a corner of your mind. When your hand smooths the table, when the curtain is drawn back to welcome sunlight, you're inviting stillness into your own being. Some people who've tried this habit have shared that they no longer feel overwhelmed at the thought of tidying up. Because now, cleaning isn't a battle against chaos. It's simply part of daily life, like brushing your teeth, like watering your plants. Once it becomes a habit, it feels light and effortless. A 74-year-old woman living in Texas said she no longer feels caught off guard when unexpected guests drop by. I don't have to rush around in a panic cleaning up like before. My home is always just tidy enough, just enough to live, just enough to feel at peace. And the magic is this: when you care for your space a little bit every day, it no longer weighs you down. Many people who live alone after 70 can feel exhausted by daily tasks. But when light daily cleaning becomes a part of your routine, it's no longer a burden. It becomes a form of self-care. Even better, cleaning in small parts allows you to adjust the pace to match your energy. You don't have to do everything at once. You don't have to feel guilty if it's not all spotless. Maybe today you clean the sink. Tomorrow you fold a few towels. Each small act deserves recognition. If you're watching this video and have ever felt that housework was draining you, try changing your approach. Don't try to clean everything. Choose one small thing. Do that every day. That could be the beginning of a tidier home and a calmer mind. Now I'd love to hear from you. This week, what's one small task a day you could try? Share it with me in the comments below. Whether it's wiping the dining table, folding your blanket, or simply taking out the trash regularly, every small step is a quiet victory. I look forward to reading your story. Coming up next, habit number 3, a place for everything, a gentle journey back to order. If you've ever felt like you're always looking for things, or that every time you need something, you end up digging through drawers, then this next habit might just be the key to lightening your everyday load. Give everything a designated place. This isn't about perfection or being a minimalist. It's about intentional choice. Every item has a home, so you don't have to think about it, don't have to remember where it is, and don't have to stress over finding it. Helen, an 80-year-old woman living in Michigan, has spent over 40 years in a small house nestled by the woods. Her home is filled with memories, from framed photos of her grandchildren, hand-knitted scarves, to old books and jars of homemade jam. But despite having many items, her home exudes a sense of cozy order. Her secret? Everything has its place. The knitting basket is beside her armchair. The TV remote stays in a small tray. The keys hang by the door. Even her letters are neatly tied in weekly bundles in a small wooden drawer. I don't like searching for things when I need them, she says, so I always put them back where they belong. When every item has a designated place, clutter no longer has a chance to form. And you don't need to constantly tidy up, because nearly nothing is ever out of place. This doesn't just save time, it also gives peace of mind. You're no longer living in a random mess. This kind of order also creates a feeling of control and intention. When you know exactly what you own, it's easier to make decisions, to keep or give away, to repair or replace. Your home stops being ruled by your belongings, and instead, you reclaim control of your living space. A man named Frank, who lives in Oregon, shared, "I used to live in a house where everything just floated around. Papers in the kitchen, my reading glasses in the bathroom, phone on the ironing board. I was exhausted from constantly searching for things and felt like I was losing control. Until I started assigning everything a place, everything changed from that moment." You don't have to do this all in one day. Start with a drawer, a nightstand, or a small cabinet. What matters is consistency. Place it properly, return it properly, and maintain it. This habit doesn't just make your home tidier, it makes you feel safer. In times of mental uncertainty, simply knowing where everything is can bring a surprising sense of stability. And perhaps the most beautiful part is this: once you're no longer overwhelmed by disorder, you'll have more time. Not just to rest, but to enjoy life's little pleasures, an afternoon cup of tea, a nostalgic song, or an old handwritten letter. If you're watching this video, take a look around the room you're in. Is there something you still don't know where it belongs? Choose just one item and decide today where it will live. And if you already have a clever organizing system in your home, please share it in the comments below. Your method might just inspire someone watching this video along with you. Next section, a gentle evening reset, a grateful way to end the day. When the day comes to an end, our bodies naturally feel tired, our minds slow down, and even the smallest tasks, like putting away a glass or hanging a coat, feel like, I'll do it tomorrow. But it's precisely in these moments that a small action, like tidying up before bed, can make a big difference for both your spirit and your home. Rose, an 82-year-old woman living in Florida, has a beautifully gentle bedtime ritual. After turning off the TV, she takes a slow walk through her home one last time. Not to clean deeply, but to say goodnight to her home. She folds the blanket on the sofa, picks up a few scraps of paper in the kitchen, checks the doors, and finally rests her hand on a family photo, as if whispering, "Thank you for today." She shared, "I used to go to bed with the house in a mess, and the next morning I would wake up feeling heavy, like nothing had truly ended. But now it's different. Every night I tidy up just a little, and it feels like I've completed the day well." Science has shown that a tidy space helps the brain relax more easily. When everything is returned to its place before bed, your mind no longer needs to process any more visual information. You sleep more deeply, more safely, and with better restoration. This habit doesn't take much time, just 5 to 10 minutes. But when repeated every day, it becomes a kind of ritual, a signal to your body that says, it's time to rest. Everything is settled. Some call it cleaning meditation. Because when you walk slowly through each space, paying attention and touching each detail, you're not just tidying, you're listening to yourself. And the beautiful part is, you don't have to live in a perfect house to do this. Even on tiring days, simply folding a hand towel, straightening a magazine on the table, or turning off the stove with a smile, that's already an act of kindness to yourself. Mr. Walter, 76, once shared that he struggled with insomnia for a long time after his wife passed. It wasn't until he began tidying her kitchen each night, just wiping the sink and rinsing the last teacup, that he started sleeping peacefully again. He said, "I no longer felt empty. I felt like I was still continuing something." These small nighttime actions are more than cleaning. They're an expression of gratitude for life, a silent thank you for the day that's passed, and a gentle preparation for the day to come. If you're watching this video at night, try it tonight. Before going to bed, walk gently around your home, not to scold yourself for what you didn't do, but to soothe yourself with a few small acts. Fold the blanket, wipe the table, turn off the kitchen light. Then take one deep breath. And if you already have a habit of light tidying before sleep, or are thinking of starting one, please share with me below. What's one small thing you'll do tonight? Write it down as a reminder to yourself, and maybe it will inspire someone else reading the comments alongside you. Letting go isn't about denying memories, it's about honoring the present. We're no longer the people we were 30 years ago, and our surroundings should reflect who we are now, gentle, serene, and fulfilled in a new way. When we free up our space, our minds become clearer. We no longer worry about maintaining items we don't use or feel guilty about their aging and dust. Instead, we live in the now, not in a museum of the past. This journey isn't easy. Many seniors have shared that they cried while packing away belongings of lost loved ones. Yet those tears, shed willingly, mark the beginning of healing. Mr. Carl, 77, couldn't touch his late wife's wardrobe for over 3 years. Then, one winter morning, he opened the closet, took a deep breath, and began folding each item. "I've held on to these long enough to realize that love doesn't reside in a wool scarf or a floral dress. It's within me," he said. "I want this home to be a place where I can smile, not just reminisce." Letting go is a gift to ourselves and our loved ones. By not leaving behind numerous ambiguous items, we ease the journey for our children later on. It's a silent yet profound act of love. If you're watching this video and feel surrounded by more than you need, choose a small corner, a drawer, a wardrobe, and ask yourself, does this still bring me peace? If not, allow yourself to let it go with gratitude. Are you holding on to something out of obligation? Would you be willing to release a small item today? If so, I'd love to read your story in the comments below. Perhaps your journey to lightness will illuminate someone else's path. Next segment, conclusion. A tidy space is a daily gift you give yourself. Reflecting on the journey we've taken, each small habit, each gentle action, you might realize that maintaining a clean home after 65 isn't about impressing others. It's about creating a sanctuary of peace and gratitude for yourself. A tidy space isn't achieved through a weekend's frenzy, but through simple, repeated actions, daily. It's a gentle reminder, I care about where I live and I deserve this tranquility. As we age, life naturally slows down. But this deceleration allows us to observe more clearly. What do we truly need? How do we want to live? And does our home support us or add to our fatigue? An 85-year-old woman named Maria once said, I no longer have the strength to clean everything, but I can create a space that makes me smile each morning. That's what I do daily. Keep the kitchen bright, the tea table clean, and the family photos straight. It's not about perfection, it's about appreciation. Tidiness isn't a destination, but a companion. Every act of cleaning, organizing, letting go, not only transforms your living space, but also reshapes your inner emotions. You feel more in control of your life, calmer amidst uncertainties. And the beauty is, you don't have to do it all at once. Choose one small habit from the 7 we've shared today. Start there. Then let time and repetition do the rest. If you've reached the end of this video, I just want to say, thank you. Thank you for caring for yourself, your home, and for seeking a gentle, meaningful way of living at this stage of life. Have you adopted any of these 7 habits? Or is there one you'd like to start tomorrow? Please share your thoughts below. Your story might inspire someone watching this video alongside you. If you found today's content helpful, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our upcoming healing and inspiring videos. Your support enables us to continue creating positive messages for the community. See you in the next videos, wishing you a peaceful day and a home always filled with the light of serenity.